7 whole days.
And not a word from you.
What? 7 whole nights.
I'm just about through.
I can't
take it.
Won't
Can't take it no more. I had about enough of you.
I'd rather be on my own.
Yes.
On my own.
Oh! How you know I do that song?
Hey, love bugs, and welcome to another episode of the Rosé Thorns Podcast. I am Dr. P. Ryan, and I am here with a creative strategist and award-winning filmmaker who focuses on amplifying Black voices and disseminating stories that heal. He also happens to be the host of the Bro, You Good podcast. Everyone welcome Cassius Clay.
Hey, thank you for having me. You know, when I hear award-winning filmmaker, it still baffles me that I was in a festival last year.
Tell us about it.
Oh, it was a great, amazing thing. One of my clients / friends was hosting a Alphabet Film Festival. Mm-hmm. And he asked me to, I was like, my video is kind of old. Can I submit it anyway? It's a part of the theme. And I submitted it and it worked. And he said yes. And I got, a little stipend from it. But
wonderful.
Which was a blessing. But also to see one of my films in the same lineage as something that's produced by Jussie Smollett with the lady that I think her name is Harris or Parrish. Her last name is Parrish, but I think it's Tiana Parrish. It was a short film she was in. Okay. The one that played Miss Marvel movie, the Black girl.
Yeah.
On WandaVision, yes. So she was the daughter grown up. And I was like...
Yeah, she plays Monica Rambeau, the character.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I'm a part of that. So it opened my eyes to like, do your content and do your movies and put them out there. Submit them to stuff.
So then let's walk it back a little bit. Because that's actually not on the agenda for this.
Oh,
right?
I'm sorry.
No. I mean like the film. So let's talk about it, right? Let's add something to the agenda. What was your film about? How did it, you mentioned how it wound up getting into this award and this sharing space with a video or a film produced by Jussie Smollett. What was your film about?
So my film was about my college friend who, his journey with him in the church and his diagnosis of HIV and how he got it and how he overcame, the stigma.
And the film is called?
It's called Turning Your Diagnosis to Purpose.
Okay.
So he really figured out a way to use that to help him push his, I want to say, political and activism career.
That's awesome.
With human rights activism and, politics to push, HIV and gay rights for people of color and, funding of nature and stuff like that. So it was really great to see that. And also come to terms how he even incorporated his mom into his campaigns and stuff like that. So it's just a beautiful thing that he was able to do, but it turned his diagnosis into purpose, literally. He didn't, of course you feel the feels and stuff like that, but he just used that as a platform, so it was really amazing to see that I could, content that we sit on for years. I graduated grad school in 2015. I just sat on it.
Yeah.
Okay, I said 2015, I'm sorry. I started in 2015. I graduated in 2018. And I just sat on it.
I think this is such a lesson, as you said, release the content. I think so many times we get bogged down on, this isn't perfect enough, or this isn't like as polished as I'm seeing on XYZ platform. Release the thing, right? And that film sounds like it has such a beautiful premise, such a beautiful story, because in the work that I do, there's so many people living with different diagnoses, right? And having so much stigma paired with those diagnoses, and it feels hard for them to kind of live life. And a lot of our work is figuring out how to turn that diagnosis into not only something you can live with, right? But like finding your purpose with it.
And it was really beautiful, and we still connected through that, and it lives on, and it just seemed like it just reignited a fire in me to just do your content. Yeah. And, it's just beautiful to see, because I got my first Laura, and it was on there, and it was like, oh my gosh. So it was just amazing to see, and I added it to my resume, added it to my bio, and it's just a blessing to see. It was just basically showing me, like, you can do this.
You can.
period.
You can. Award, stipend, addition to the resume. Now you're here.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Now I'm here doing the things. Yes. But yes, so it was just a beautiful thing. And that's why it just hearing it back, it's like, oh yeah, I am award winning. And it's, I think sometimes we belittle things when it's not at a grand scale, and we still have to honor those things that got us to where we are.
And sometimes we need a reminder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So thank you for that.
Go, Cassius.
Thank you for that reminder, because I really
thank you.
Wasn't thinking about it, but yes.
Yeah. Yes. Well, welcome to our Valentine's Day episode, or should I say our GAYlentine's Day. GAYlentine's, woo!
Nene links the gays, woo!
Gay.
Gay. If I was gay, I'm like, woo! I'm gay. I'm a Nene fan, so
big
Nene.
Okay, fan. We're just gonna divert all over the place. How are you feeling about her returning to the Bravo sphere?
Oh, I've been waiting on this. I've been praying for this. I've been fasting and praying for this. Not just playing. No, I've really been waiting because I knew it was gonna happen. Like when he was hinting at BravoCon that they were texting and talking, I said something's brewing.
Now, Nene, sometimes we get a second chance to show that we have learned a lesson.
Don't be trying to sue everybody no more. I mean, we know stuff happened in production that's not always in favor of us.
Every job has its ups and downs.
But listen.
But girl, let that check cash and just give us some good TV.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Just let it cash like the other girls and roll off. But I think she understands now.
I think she gets it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, welcome to the Rosé Thorns Podcast.
I am not trying to throw you off.
No, you're not.
I'm happy to be here.
You're not. I'm happy to have you. Please, I don't get thrown off. I work in where I work.
Okay.
How's your heart?
My heart is very happy. Like I'm in a very happy place.
Yes.
And
what's keeping you happy?
I just say living and doing what I want to do, like living life and enjoying life. Like today's brunch was so full of laughter and love and joy and people that I care for and love. It was just a beautiful thing. It was nonstop laughing.
Yeah.
And it's just so full. And just to see where I'm at now in this point of my life, I'm very optimistic about the future. So I'm just very excited.
I really love that. And I think optimism is kind of something we have to hold on to, especially in today's time. Yeah, because it can be so easy to fall down the pit of despair and hopelessness. So thank you for bringing that laughter and joy and optimism into this space. All right. Tell the people about yourself.
I'm a ball of fun. I love love. I love people. I love to sing. I love to joke. I love to watch movie. I love pop culture. Mm-hmm. I love everything about social media. I love everything about marketing and media life. Like it's just, I probably can say I'm getting excited about it right now, but I just love production. I love everything that's journalism, all of that stuff. That's just me. But I love to love people. I love to get to know people and see where they are. I love to talk to people because I just learned early on that I'm a people person. Like it's not, I can't run from it. It's just who I am. It's just a part of me. I just love it. So that's me. That's just me at the core. I just love people, love joy, love good times, love music, love movies, love pop culture. That's just me. I'm a big old media head. That's just me.
Now, is media you mentioned making a film, right? So did you go to school for media? Is that kind of like your craft and your training?
I went to school for I went to Sam Houston State University, multi-platform journalism, and then I went to grad school for digital media production. And then I got my first internship at iHeartRadio in Houston. Okay. And then I was doing social media coordination, and I just fell in love with all of that stuff. And of course, you learn how to do the, hello, this is in grad school or whatever. And then I just fell in love with the whole social media part of it, social media management, marketing, and all that stuff. And I'm, still doing it today at another agency, but love it.
You mentioned having a love for people as well, right? How do you kind of meld the love for people and the media in whether it be like your 9 to 5, your creative works outside of 9 to 5, your life, like?
Oh, well, I take it back to what my professor told me in my freshman year. Leanne Mums, love ya. She always would tell me, and yes, I still owe you Dickie's barbecue, I know. But she told me that this is a small industry, and you have to be likable.
Mm.
And everybody will work. It's a small industry, everybody talks. So you have to be likable. And that stuck with me. I mean, I was already a likable person because, I mean, just who I am. I don't do beef with people. I don't do all that. But it's just part of the industry that you have to be likable because someone's going to call and ask about how are you as a person before they hire you. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
And so somebody knows somebody you don't think they do, but they do. And I've learned that a lot, especially at iHeart. Like, people know people in all the cities. So if I wanted to reapply, they're going to call my references or call them people and talk to them and see how you are as a person. Because nobody wants to work with nobody that's, you know, so it's just, so, but before that, even just a person without work attached, I just love people. I always have. I've always been interested in getting to know people and talking to people and hearing their stories and just being around people. You know, it's just one of those things that even my dad has always, you know, being a preacher's kid, God uses people to bless you. So you can miss your blessing by shunning people off. So give people chances. You know, you can miss your biggest opportunity by not engaging with someone, talking to people. So it's like, why not just talk and get to know someone?
Yeah.
You know?
I totally get that. And I hear you kind of alluding to being likable or drawing people in through actions, right? Whether it be through the advice you got from Professor Mums, whether it be from how you show up at iHeart or your 9 to 5 presently, or even the advice from your dad. But could I take it back a little bit? Because I am thinking that being likable, right? Or pulling people in, being a people person can also just be what you give off by existing in a certain space.
Exactly.
Right? And it brings me to the time I met you, the times I've met you, right? Yeah. So I'm a person who jumps around and sings at different churches or what have you in the Houston area. And the wonderful director, Dr. Chad Brawley, right?
Yes,
invited me to love down, right? Invited me to sing at his church
for Easter.
And I get there and there's just this warm person. We're not even exchanging words, right? But I sit down and there's this warm person just there and we're singing tenor notes together. And then we start to vibe from there, right? Okay, cool. We sang that weekend, move on, super friendly, no big deal. Then I go to an open mic situation, right? Again, just adventuring through Houston, a solo adventure with myself. And this person sits next to me. And before I even turn to see who it is, like I feel a warm presence. And I turn and it's you. Right?
Yes.
So this love for
I remember because Darius is yes.
And so this love for people that you speak of, it's not even
action-based. It's just who I am.
It's who you are. And it draws people in. I was like, who's next to me? I was like, oh, I know him. Right?
Yeah.
And so from there, we have built a bit of a relationship. One of the ways I like to build community with people is to be like, hey, are you on the gram? Like, let's exchange Instagrams. Let's get to know each other.
Make sure you're not cray-cray.
Right. Well, that can be a little misleading.
Oh, yeah, because they can put on the show. Right. But yes.
But we did that. And that's where the marketing side of you came out, right? Like if I were to give you a celebrity title, you kind of my personal Kim Kardashian out here breaking the internet.
Oh, God.
Yeah?
Really?
Yeah. From these pictures that are so embodied, right? And really just showing a courage and a fullness of self, a freeness, to you twerking on stage with Janelle Monáe.
Oh, God. Everybody brings that
You
video
do the things.
And that day, I found out my grandmama was on hospice. So I needed that concert. I needed that moment. Isn't that crazy how life does that? And a bad moment, you crying at work, and then you needed a good moment at the end of the day.
And as a person from the outside looking in, how would I know? Right? All I see is this person who is full and free. And it just reminds us that we put a certain amount of our life on these social medias, but there is a side that none of us know. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I've never openly said it on the podcast or anything, but I remember that was crazy that day I found out. And I was like, I ain't going to concert the same day. It was crazy. But yeah.
Yeah. So before I even ask the question I intended to, right? I have to ask you, we all go through highs and lows, right? We all taste the rosé and the thorns of life. How do you balance being so consistent in your social media and your social media presence while also truly dealing with real life?
I love social media.
Okay.
So that's literally, that's my big answer. Like, I don't have nothing deep, but I just love it. Like, I've always loved it. And I've always known, I can't tell my clients to be consistent if I'm not. But yes, I do take breaks. Yes, I believe in scheduling stuff out and stuff like that. But I just love it. It fuels me up. Probably because I curated my social media with stuff that I want to see that makes me laugh, that brings joy, brings peace. You have to curate your pages to what you want to see. People say, "Who is all this? Is all this?" Have you detox your feed? Like, you put on what you want to see, and the algorithm will show you more of that.
Yeah.
So that's why I think I love it too, because I'm seeing things that make me laugh, it's music, it's laughter, it's comedians, it's actors, it's movies, it's soap opera. It's just stuff that I love to see. So you curate what you want to see, you're more likely to see that, and you're more likely to more engage with it, right?
So it doesn't feel like work for you, even in the low times. Okay, great. Come on and give us these tips. Because
sometimes on my low times, it gives me something that pushes me forward.
What a perspective shift. Yeah, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Now, speaking of you being my personal Kim.
Because I don't know.
And breaking these internets, okay? And no, I really don't think you understand the impact that you have on folks. Like, just as a person who has gone through and who is currently going through a physical experience journey, right? Like a health journey. Like, I've seen my weight has been given Luther Vandross since I came out the uterus, right? Like, okay.
I'm on my big Luther right now, but I'm gonna get back to Versace Luther.
Okay.
Like the documentary, we was wearing Versace and he stood up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get back to that too. So I totally understand.
But to see you, no matter what size you are, and no matter what your shell looks like, get on the medias and give body down, right? And you look great, right?
Yes, I do. Always and forever.
I know that's right.
Yes.
What were the experiences that poured into you and made you show up, or made you kind of nurtured you to kind of show up so freely and fully?
I've always kind of been a little rebel, a part of me, especially when it comes to how people think you should be in the box. So I've always kind of like started pushing out of it a little bit more and more as the older I got, especially when you start thinking on your own and unlearning a lot of things in the church. But I would take this moment and I think this is when I really shifted, when I was at the gym. And you can be self-conscious at the gym. Like, it was pre-pandemic, I think.
Sure.
Way back.
Always self-conscious at the gym.
Way back pre-pandemic. I want to say 2019 maybe. And I was in there and I was like, ooh, people watching me. I was like, Cassius, ain't nobody worried about you in here. People in here working out. And so that just showed me that I was self-conscious about what I was looking like and presenting myself as in the gym. And I was like, after that moment, I was like, child, please. Yeah. So that freed me.
Yeah.
And then also, I'm a little ignorant. So ain't nobody paying my bills. So if the place that pay my bills don't care, I don't care about none of y'all.
Heard you.
So that really changed the game for me too.
Yeah.
And then you don't know how much, when I was on my freedom journey, and I call it was my black boy joy, and returning to childhood journey. So when y'all was seeing all that stuff for me, I was really focused on accessing my childhood joy as an adult. Because I think sometimes we forget about that part of us. And, we go through life growing and adulting, but he's still that child there.
Yeah.
And you still could have that same joy.
You're really jacking me up, because I think even when we've experienced maybe not so nice times, right? Sometimes in our adulthood, we're working on healing those traumas, right? Like, oh, I got bullied in this place and this person did this to me and this person did this to me. And one of the parts, kind of like a shared healing journey that I've had to go back to is like, among all that, I was such a free and fun child. I said whatever came to my mouth. I told anybody's business.
Imagination is wild.
Right. I had a little pose like, hey. Like,
I'm on top of my dad's red truck acting like Ariel singing Part of That World.
Yes.
And the wind was really...
Always a Disney reference.
The wind would blow.
Yes.
And I'm like, part of that world. And
mine was Hercules, okay? When the Hercules lunchbox dropped.
I can go the distance. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
So we can really go the distance.
Yes.
I will find my way if I must be strong. I know every mile, it might take a while.
You better preach.
Come on, I mean, Disney preaches, okay?
Yeah.
But accessing those movies as an adult is a healing thing.
It absolutely is.
But I don't think people notice that. And I was like, oh, Disney's not for kids. It's for us.
Okay.
But anywho,
I'm
going to leave it there.
And there were a couple things you said, too, that seem simple, right? Because, you've gone through this journey, but they're so impactful. Being able to be in a space and when those voices come up, right, that make you self-conscious, reminding yourself, nobody cares. Right? Nobody's worried about you. That's another thing I've also had to incorporate in my life. Like, you're here at the gym, you're working out, you're feeling like, oh, someone's judging me here, someone's judging me there, someone's judging me everywhere. Nobody cares. And take it a step further, people are also feeling just as self-conscious as you.
I got another story about that.
Go ahead.
I think I posed in a robe one time. I know I did. And I put it on Twitter and I put it on my Instagram story. And one of my friends who was a trainer said, I wish I had the confidence that you had to do the things that you do. And it's so much, when I say this was years ago, but so much smaller than me. And you teach classes and you are a trainer. But that's when I learned it's about just self-confidence. It's about how much you really, you don't have to do what I do on social media, but it's really about the confidence that you want to present in your life, period.
Yes. And it allows, when we kind of recognize that other people are going through the same experiences, it allows us to not only hold ourselves with self-compassion, but it allows us to hold others with compassion. The one thing that unites us as humans is that we have so many shared experiences. And one of those shared experiences is that we get really afraid when we feel like we're about to be judged, right? We feel really insecure. It's normal. And we all can benefit from remembering, don't nobody care. And if we don't remember that, just like you said, you're not feeding me, financing me, or fucking me down.
Hello. Okay. You're doing them three. Leave it alone. Yeah. And I even implemented that at church too. You'd be surprised how many church people told me, I wish I had the courage you had. You're so free. You're so happy. The joy, like all of that. So many people come up to me, but that's how I know people are conditioned to what they think they're supposed to be. And you really have to be who you want to be. But it takes courage to be who you want to be. Because, people going to talk, but they not happy I am.
I'm going to edge us just a little bit when it comes to the church. I'm not going to get there yet.
I know we got to get there later on, but I know.
Ooh, we are going to get there though. Okay. You mentioned that people want to put you in these boxes, right? You really have been dropping gems. I'm so excited to have you here. We live in Houston. I am not from Houston.
Me neither. I'm from Dallas.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not from Texas.
Where you from?
I'm from Maryland. Shout out to Maryland.
Come on, Maryland. Give me some crabs, okay?
And a little obey.
But the food crabs.
Yes.
The food. Yes. Just clarify that for the recording. Just play.
I am not from Texas. I've been here for 3 years now. Right, so I'm relatively new.
Oh, you are relatively new.
And I lived in Atlanta before, right? So those were, and I've also spent some time in the Midwest. I lived in St. Louis for a stint.
Okay.
And so I've been in pockets where, it's the Bible Belt, things are a little more traditional. But I find my time in Houston to be so interesting because there's like this conservative traditional nature that seems to be like a currency. Like if I can fit in this box, I can gain social connection. I can probably go further in life. I can do X, Y, Z, right? But when you and so people carry a lot of assumptions about what life in Houston can be or what life in Texas is, right? But when you take your little magnifying glass and just go a little bit closer to people's experiences, you realize that this space is filled with people who are extremely diverse, who have expansive desires and tastes, right? And who also may profess this conservative in the box nature, but are really not living that type of life.
Child, a close friends tell it all, don't it?
Well, I'm not even in them. I guess I'm not in.
Oh, they ain't put you in your close friend?
I'm not in Houston society yet. I like to say I'm Houston's best kept secret.
I was just saying, I'm saying that to say, it's one way people present themselves, and then it's another way when people do other stuff. Like you say, they present themselves as conservative, and then they, behind closed doors or in their safety place, they can be their full selves, right? And you don't have to give everybody you, but I chose to be transparent. So But I know everybody can't do that.
One thing I like to ask when I'm curious about a certain behavior, especially like a behavior like this, where I present a certain way, but then behind closed doors. And I think you're totally right. Like, you don't have to give everybody everything, right? But what do you think the benefit is of presenting a certain way and then behind closed doors maybe being a complete 180 or at least a 63 or a 69? But
for me, I don't know if everybody used to watch the MTV show Double Life or True Life. True Life.
True Life. Okay. I was like, Double Life? That's a different MTV.
Sorry, True Life. I cannot. It's exhausting trying to be two people. I said I'm going to show up fully who I am. And if you don't love it, baby, you don't love it. Yeah. If you like it. If you don't, you don't. But your tribe and your people will find you. That's supposed to be in your life. Sure. But when you're authentically yourself, unapologetically, you'll be surprised having people don't care. They just love who you are.
Yeah, having you in their presence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of times we have to get that out of our brains because it's conditioning. You don't let everybody in your business. And to an extent, yeah, don't let everybody in your business, but be who you are. What you hiding it for?
Without apology.
Be who you are. It's exhausting. And I think it's a lot of people dealing with a lot of issues internally and, mentally, physically, emotionally, because you're not showing up who you want to be all the time.
Yeah.
That is exhausting living being three different people for this group. That's too much.
Yeah. It stresses you out. It literally kills you.
I said I'm be myself at work, be myself at church, be myself at home, be myself with family, be myself with friends, be myself when I'm outside. Yes, you have to have some couth and some decorum in certain places, but still show up as yourself.
But I think it speaks to the balance that you are kind of suggesting, right? Like, you don't have to be 100% how you would be in your home at work, right? You don't have to be that same way at church, but there is kind of a core element of you in all of these spaces that you unapologetically hold.
I still have friends from high school and middle school that live in Houston now. They say, Cassius, you still the same old Cassius.
Yes.
Just different.
Yeah.
You're grown, but I'm the same.
They're add-ons, right?
Yeah. I'm still the same. I say, girl, what I'm changing for?
Yeah.
Like, I elevate, mentally, physically, but I'm still going to be at the core Cassius Clay from Dallas, Texas. Period. Like, the airs that people put on when they move up and move on, that's
and
just...
they do put on those airs?
Don't they put on them airs?
Why?
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
Trying to be something that you're not.
Speaking of those internalized experiences, right? Those internalized stigmas. I wrote a book a few years back called Internalized Homonegativity Among Same-Gender Loving Black Men, looking at the experience, the process of we live in this kind of like homophobic world, and for many same-gender loving Black men, they internalize these messages, and it really fucks up their life, right? In different ways. In the book, I reflect on the church, right? And how for a lot of Black same-gender loving men, the church can be a place of harm, right? And like, we hear those messages, but it can also be a place of really impactful development, identity development, sexual development, right? All spiritual development. Yeah.
All of the things.
And so to hear you say some people have come up to you in church, we met in the context of church, right? I'm a good old church mother, okay?
So you came in with your good bag, and I was like,
I did come in with a bag.
Your bag, you was ready, okay?
Sashaying in, okay? What has been the journey of your queerness and queer development in the context of church? Because so many people are quick to share how the church has been a context of them leaving, right? And they found their queer development outside. But here you are, and it seems like you found your development within.
I did. It just goes to show, again, like, I love people. That just goes there. But I love God and I love people. But also, that is the best... That is one of the best places to be queer. I
help us understand.
I can't
help us understand.
The music, the choir,
the fashion,
the lights, the camera. You learn everything there that you need to thrive. And I always say church is high drag or campy. Like, church is very campy to me. Like, it just is.
Yeah.
The praise, the dancing, the lights, the flag girls, or the mimes,
yes,
the way the choir.
Did you mind coming up?
No, I didn't mind.
I did.
I didn't mind. I played saxophone in church. Caught it. Okay, I played saxophone in church. I sung other stuff in church. I didn't mind. I was a part of the youth group, so we was dancing to Ty Tribbett songs in our suspenders, and back in the Ty Tribbett GA days. So it's like, church is just campy. Church is production. Church is life. Like, it's a certain level of production and campiness, and it all reminds me of queer culture.
Yeah, and I think, though, before we get access to that realization that church is super campy, there has to be a process where you realize that church is for you. Church is a space for you. What were the experiences that cemented that realization for you?
Oh, I'm sure everybody knew, but they love me anyway. They love me regardless. Oh, he's so bright. He can sing. I just love him. I just love talking to him. He been here before. He's an old soul. And I think I've always just shown up as me. He loves God. They love it. Young people love the Lord, but they know.
Yeah.
I've always had a button head hips. My dad used to tell me, stop switching so hard, stuff like that. So it's just a part of it. I couldn't help it, but it was just, folks know when you know.
So am I hearing, because this is real beautiful, am I hearing that you had more positive experience than you had negative, or no negative experiences at all? Or?
I had great, my whole church experience, yes, I had some, I think more when I got adult, I became an adult, that's when the negative experience really started.
Okay.
With certain things, but it wasn't about queerness, it was just people being hateful and mean. But it wasn't about, no. I've always been loved by pastors, ministers, leaders and stuff like that, growing up in the church. And becoming as adults, you see some people might not like the way people like you, or like you because you do this, or just how you approach life with a I don't care attitude, stuff like that. So it's just, you can see that sometimes some leaders are, as you get older, can be bullies, can be grown bullies, and narcissists or some stuff like that. But I had great experience in church growing up. They did preach about sin, and some people did mention that kind of stuff, but you try to pray it away, lay at the altar, all that kind of stuff. But child,
and there's a kind of gotcha there, right?
Yeah, and it's like that's a wonderful experience, but then you're fighting against something that people don't even understand because they don't even feel that. And that's what always gets me with that part. Is like, why are you wanting someone to deliver from something or pray it away or turn from it when you don't even deal with it?
Yeah.
You don't even know how that feels.
And I'll be honest, I think a pivotal moment for me in my religious walk was having a real conversation with God, right? And sometimes you got to talk to God like that's your homegirl, right?
Yeah, you got to talk to him real regular, like, all right.
I was like, look, sis, yes, I could go on this journey of praying things away and navigating life in that way, but then that would make me a liar. So I end up in the same space. What do we do about that?
As I always said, God can't bless no fraud. I've always said that. He knows who you are. Be your authentic self. He knows who you are. You're trying to run from something that you're not facing it. You're running from it, and you don't have any peace. Yeah. And that's probably why I think a lot of now that I think about it, how some of the older queer people in church they look at you differently when you're more free and more open.
Because at that point in their life, they're now getting a glimpse of what life could have been. Right. And so I feel like it's not just trying to dim your light, right? But it's also a sense of grief that they're experiencing, which allows me to hold a lot of compassion for them. Right?
It's like, dang, I could have just lived my life.
Yeah. And as we look at the next generation, there's a different level of freedom.
They going to prom. They going to, like, that part. We didn't do that.
Yeah.
What?
Even though a young man did invite me to the prom when I was in high school.
You going up to people and, like, literally inviting this boy you like to prom. And it's going viral on social media. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
We didn't do that.
Yeah.
No. So that's when I knew things have really changed. But like you said, the queerness in the church, it was just, it was an unspoken thing. I didn't really speak it out loud unless I trusted some people, right? Because you still have to have safety with friends and stuff like that.
Important, yeah. And
we had regular conversations about people we like, all that kind of stuff like that. But I just had a great time being. I think I was able to exist without, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people had questions. They want to ask, oh, you this or that? But I was able to still serve how I wanted to serve and be free to do that without all of that. You need to get your line right for. I ain't hear all that.
Yeah. My chest is a little tight. Before I do this show with whomever, my prayer is that it touches at least one person. That one person today was me, right?
Oh.
Like, it really warms my heart to hear that you have had positive experiences within the church. Often in the work that I do and in the research that I have done, a lot of times we can get caught up in the negative experiences, right? And it's not to negate that trauma does not exist in these spaces, right? It definitely does. People have been harmed by others in the church. But to hear that you have had a different experience, right? And that you've experienced more positivity than negativity, it really warms my heart. So I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, I have. And, you have people that try to try it and be like, all right, you get them together.
Yeah.
But other than that,
together again comes with confidence and comes with an assuredness of who you are.
Yeah.
Right? You don't get to that place of being able to protect yourself without being clear and okay with who's within.
And I've always loved me, but I think I love of course, I know I love myself more now because I've never been so sure of myself than I am now. You think growing up, you think you have to be this for this, for this. But it's all like, no, I can be myself everywhere I go.
Absolutely.
I don't have to segment myself. I can be ratchet, churchy, this and this and this. You used to think you have to do that, but you don't have to do that.
You don't have to segment.
And I think that's what a lot of times people are exhausted again, trying to segment themselves.
Yeah. And when you do that, you wind up broken.
Because someone's going to see that crack and they're going to abuse it. But when you live openly, and also with that being said, I've never come out. For what? Do they come out as straight? What I got to come out for?
I love that.
Read the pictures and the statuses and see what I do. There's your answer. I'm living my life just like you live your life. There's your answer. What I got to come out for?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's transition a bit. That was beautiful. Oh, my heart is warm.
I always had an issue with that. What am I coming out for?
Yeah.
For you to help you come up to terms with it? No. Deal with it on your own. I'm good over here.
Yeah.
Because I always said about this, and we can transition for real.
Sure.
If I got peace and I'm sleeping at night without an issue and I'm happy, that's you, boo, not me. Next. Literally.
Amen. Amen. Okay, so for this season, I wanted to focus on this idea. The theme of this season is men are unwell. Right?
Child.
Because I believe in my heart of hearts that they can be. They have shown themselves to be unwell. But in the spirit of compassion.
I hate to see how I'm sorry to say that, but
say the thing.
I hate that so many men are unwell. Like, I have friends, straight, gay, bi, and people are just going through it. Down bad. And I know people are attracted to my light. I get it. I can't be on for everybody all the time, but I understand people need that because I could be the only laughter, the only person that checked on them that day, the only person that hugged them, the only person that prayed for them, the only person that said, hey, how you doing, without a motive that wants something from them. You
opened up a door and I don't think you realize it, and we're going to walk through soon very soon.
Ooh. That's just something I live by. Like, check on people without motives.
Yeah.
Because people are going through it.
They are.
Men are unwell.
They're unwell. And I wanted to just put in a little more compassion there, right? Because again, there is this narrative that Black men specifically, that's what I'm talking about, don't have spaces to be themselves, which, I mean, I don't know if that's fully true, but I'm open to a balance.
We have more now, but even with those, you have to be careful because people can use your vulnerability against you. And I think there's a lot of people are scared to be vulnerable. But also with the vulnerability, you have to still have and hold space and understand that somebody may weaponize your vulnerability.
For sure.
Be okay with that.
Yeah.
You know?
I definitely think there's a balance there, right? I don't think it's a black or white type of thing. And so I wanted to shift the theme a little bit and say that men are healing.
Okay.
All right.
Come on, new theme.
They're healing. They're not just unwell. They're in a process of healing. As you're being a person who focuses on disseminating messages of healing. I'm curious about what your healing journey has been. Like, you seem really grounded in this moment. You mentioned being optimistic, being happy, being filled with joy, having had positive experiences. But what are some things that you've had to process to get to this point? Or what are some things that you are kind of still processing?
Knowing that I'm not going to... everybody cannot give back what you give. One, you know, they don't have it. If they don't have the capacity for it, they don't have it, right? So I have to learn that. Because I used to think, why am I checking on everybody? Why am I checking on me? You know, stuff like that, you know, growing up or you being an adult. But it was like, okay, step outside of yourself. What could they be going through today? Some people don't have the capacity. I've learned everybody's capacity is different. But what if it's just a gift of mine to really just check on people? Yeah. You know, I had to really grow and heal and change my thinking patterns and perspectives because sometimes we cause ourselves to be unwell by the way we think.
Yeah. And we can also acknowledge, right, because you're mentioning being kind of a person who pours into people, who checks in on people. It can be exhausting.
It is exhausting.
When you're the one doing it over and over and over again.
But also, I think also when you learn to set those boundaries and you learn to know when to stop, God sends those people to do it for you too. Yeah. So it's a balance now. Yeah. But you have to set balance on everything that we do in life. You can't overindulge something and not get it back. So it's like, now it's like you do for others and the universe brings it back. Yeah. Anyway, so it's like, yes, I say I pour into people, but people pour into me too.
For sure.
And like even this conversation is pouring into me right now. Like brunch earlier was pouring into me. So it's like, it's not a 50-50, but I always say how the pendulum swings, somebody can hold more this day, you know, stuff like that. So it's a beautiful thing how life is like that. But take the expectations off. That's another thing that healed me too. I had to learn to take expectations off of people and myself. Yeah. And knowing that you've done enough and you are enough and you owe nobody nothing.
Yeah. You're showing up as your best and other people are showing up as their best as well.
And
that best is not the best.
I had to learn that lesson for myself. Yeah. And I had to learn that as long as I accept me, I'm good. Yeah. And you know, all those unhealing, those things, like you want somebody to be like, hey, love, you know, I say love me, but understand me fully or accept me. But if you don't have to accept you, you have to accept yourself. Yeah. And those are things that you heal from and grow from being younger. Because everybody in the teenage years, the college years, was trying to find themselves. And we all were. Sure. And it's still, people still are finding ourselves because
until we die.
Life is a continuous journey. But every year, every day is a different lesson we can learn. But I just love that I'm learning to just really just be myself more and more. Some days I'm like, all right, Cassius, you doing too much. But you know, just really just loving yourself more and more, loving the changes because we get older. We don't talk about that. Your body changes, your facial structure. Like, what is this? I'm getting gray hair now. Okay, all right. Loving yourself as you evolve is a new way to love yourself each and every day. We have to love ourselves differently.
What are the ways that you love yourself, like kind of through actions? Like, what are the tangible ways that you love yourself?
Tangible ways I love myself. I would say like every Friday or every other Friday, I go get a haircut. Okay. I just feel so much better when I get a haircut. I don't know what it is. They say you're not depressed, but you need to get a haircut. But
child, for some people, you may be depressed now.
you may be depressed, people. But that was just a running joke on social media. But I just love getting a haircut. I love seeing a fresh edge up. I love that. I also point to myself. I just love watching podcasts. I love hearing other people's stories. That's the kind of person I am.
Yeah.
So I love to get feedback and learn from other perspectives, because that is also a way to know that you're not out here alone on this journey on your own.
Shared lived experience. We talked about this at the top of the show. Yeah.
Like, you alone because you're not talking to people.
Yeah.
You're not engaging with other people. You're not seeing what they're going through. Or they dealt with, been there, done, and it's like, oh, you've been that way.
Yeah. I've gone through this too.
I'm going through this right now.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. It's like, and just learning that also every day, you don't have to have it figured out. You don't have to be on.
No days.
I don't have to be on every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a big one for me.
Yeah.
I thought I used to be a perfectionist child, so I used to be like, but that was causing me stress. And it took me down when I was at iHeart. I was just really, just anxiety just through the roof. But I wasn't taking care of myself because I was doing everything for everything else, for work, for grad school, for home, for church, and wasn't taking care of myself.
And what you're saying is making me think of the ways that I love on myself, right? Like this piece around neglect. We don't realize how self-neglect can really put us in some wild spaces.
Yes.
It can break us down. We're not listening to our bodies. We're not listening to when our spirit's like, yo, I need a break.
And I heard it.
But you ignored it.
And I heard I was getting up and getting ready to work. It said, slow down. And you know what? I said, I'll be all right. And I finish this.
It'll sit you down.
It'll sit you down.
Yeah.
So that's now I honor myself by sitting down. When I'm tired, I go to sleep. When I need a nap, I take a nap. When I say I'm done, okay, I'll come back to that later. If I ain't coming, if I want to show up, I'll show up.
Yeah.
And I'm really learning to honor that, because all I got is me at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
And I got to make sure this temple is well.
Yeah.
So that's a way I've learned to really honor myself. Honor myself, you know, with those things of really setting those boundaries. Because when you are, say, a people person, people know that. People pull on it. And people used to tell me, you got to guard that heart of yours. Oh, people take advantage of you when I was younger. And I'm thankful for those people when I came to Houston would tell me that. And they was covering me. But I look back at that person and I say, ooh, I go tell myself this back then, I would not have fooled with them people. But now that I'm older, 33, I'm like, let me keep those hard set boundaries, because it's protecting me and you.
Yeah.
And it's just a beautiful thing. So how I also, like you said, honor myself, setting boundaries.
For sure. And we're talking about just like the different facets of love, right? We talked about pouring into other people. We're talking about pouring into ourselves. We're talking about protecting ourselves, setting boundaries, not neglecting yourself. This is our GAYlentine's episode. So you know,
Child,
I'm going to get into the gay of the GAYlentine.
how much can one heart take?
Listen, who knows?
I don't know how much a heart can take. Huh?
Speaking of, you are a key down to the TikTok, right? And you have made a couple reels related to your dating life. Right?
What dating life? Pray for me.
Let's talk about it. What have been the beauties and challenges of dating at this age? Dating in the 30s.
Do we still date?
I don't know.
Do people still court? Do people, you know, ask more than for your number just to want to screw?
Well,
do people do more than that? Do we go out?
Let us know.
Don't what you doing me all day. That's the quickest way to annoy me. I'm working.
What you doing?
Let's go plan something.
What you doing?
Let's go do something. Yes, I can come up with stuff, but let's say, hey, let's go hang out. Like, I know what you're doing, and with no action follow up is irritating to me. Let's have thoughtful conversations. Let's talk on intellect. And it's always the men out of state that want me.
Okay.
It's always that.
So what's going on with Houston? Because the streets say Houston's the place to be if you want to date.
Okay, that's a lie. But
okay.
No, it's people here that want me, but it's just you want everybody. So and I get that everybody, like Club God said, God rest his soul. Houston, everybody fucking everybody. That's what it gives all the time to me. And I haven't Man, you met some great people, but I haven't met that person that really just take it out of the talking stage. It's like it falls off. And I'm like, is it me? And sometimes it could be me. Because I could be, if you don't get my mind going, I kind of forget I talk to you.
And the things that don't get your mind going, as you were saying, were like the not courting, not engaging in meaningful conversation, kind of the what are you doing?
And immediately going on my body in 6. We get it. I know I look good. Okay, tell me something else.
Yeah.
I know who I am. Tell me something else.
What do you think? I've been asking the different men I've sat with just kind of their take on these dynamics. Mm-hmm. What do you think keeps men, speaking of boxes, in that box where it's like beyond WID, because it's not even a full what are you doing, right? They have nothing else to give. Like, what do you think keeps them there? And convinces them that that's actual effort? Because
everybody else accepts that effort. That's what it is. Everybody else accepts that effort. And they lay it low and spread it wide and just give it up easy.
But is that fulfilling for anyone in this space? Or how is that fulfilling for anyone?
It don't seem like it's fulfilling much because everybody's lonely. Everybody don't got nobody. Everybody looking for somebody. Everybody upset.
Ranting on Instagram, Twitter, why you can't find this person.
And y'all going to the gym, getting these aesthetics, getting these bodies, going to the Botox, getting the fillers, going to cosmetic surgeon, getting your hairline redone, getting your man units, going to the barber for that. You going to the everybody. You going to get your butt done, all that stuff. You get your abs done, getting your calf muscles done. People do that, Sure. And it's like, but you still can't find nobody. Yeah. You going to the gym to work out. You say you have a certain aesthetic you like, but you still can't get that from that. Why is that?
Yeah. Okay, so we have the challenges down pat, right? What have been some beauties you found around it?
Oh, beauties are you find out who can be who's intentional, who's not. You find out who's really interested in you or not. You can find out who really. You find out what you can accept and what you don't want to accept. Mm-hmm. And when you see someone showing effort, it's like, oh, okay, yeah. All right, yeah, because it shows you who everybody else is doing the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And, it's like that. Who really wants to get to know you, who really doesn't. And it's beautiful, right?
As I think about GAYlentines, I think about how there are just different types of love, right? There's familial love, there's love of self, there's romantic love, there's sexual love, there's love with, friends, right?
And
platonic love. One of the beauties that I've found in dating or relationships is that even though I may not have found my person or persons at this time, as you put yourself into like dating and getting to know people, you can really appreciate certain aspects of people while accepting like, oh, you're not my person, right? Like I find myself even just going out to dinner or a little like, I love food, right? I'm a big foodie. So if you want to get to know me, like let's go out and eat, right? So I go to like little dinners and I go to little snack dates with different men. And like, there are just so many beautiful qualities I found in them as we're building different relationships. And even though they may not hit what's on my vision board of a partner, right? I'm just like, oh my gosh, being with you, this aspect of you feels so good. And if this isn't you, this can be in the partner that I want. So it like gives me hope.
Yeah, because sometimes we date, and yes, you're supposed to date with intention, but everybody you date is not going to be, it's not your person, but you can learn something from that person and be like, I like that quality. That's what I want. And you actually know what you're looking for.
Yeah. And the relationship with you and this person that isn't the good fit, y'all can be friends, right? And build a beautiful friendship, right? And kiki all the day long.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Yeah, I love that too because I've learned that people are your friends, but dating and in relationships, they're totally different people.
Yeah.
It's two different people.
Yeah.
And I've learned that a lot over the last 2 years. I'm like, that's my friend, but you just said, ooh, they act like that? Oh, God.
No, when you hear some of the stories, I'm just like,
they dated
Beyonce
them.
said,
like,
thank God I dodged a bullet.
I'm glad I found the good. Goodbye. Ooh, yes. Yes, but yeah.
Now, can we get a little spicy for GAYlentine?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Spicy.
A little spicy, just a little bit.
A little sriracha.
And so I am reading this book. It's called Belly of the Beast, right, by Deshaun L. Hairston. And use their book to highlight how anti-Blackness and anti-fatness are kind of one and the same, right? And how this can show up in the sexual space, right? And we talked about being in our big Luther, small Luther eras, right?
Yeah.
I kind of want to start off this spicy space by asking you, as a bigger bodied person, what has it been like navigating the sex space?
These men want sex, period.
Literally. Tell me more. Tell me more.
If you... Loving yourself is where it starts. People, I'm learning that it's not always what we think people like.
It's what they
like.
Yeah.
And it's your confidence. Again, it's confidence. It's the surety of yourself. It's just loving yourself and presenting yourself. I get hit on more now than I used to be when I was smaller.
Okay, so that is a very interesting point, right? Because as I reflect on my sexual experiences, again, I have not always looked like this. Like, I was definitely a bigger person, especially when I first came to Houston. And yeah, I was catching a lot more in a bigger frame than I do now. And I didn't want to kind of fall into this quick black or white, like, oh, being bigger is going to help me catch more, being smaller is going to help me, or it's not going to help me catch, right? Because there was an underlying dynamic that I also noticed, right? So just from my experience, the men who approached me definitely sexualized me more. But I didn't see that, and they came for whatever they came for. They came for me pouring into them or whatever it was. They would check in to kind of get my time and attention. And I was just like, what is that about, right? Now being at a smaller frame, like, I do not catch as often. I'll even be completely transparent. I've been celibate for like a year, right? And when I talk to some of these guys that I go out with and am trying to figure out what the obstacle is there, they're just like, oh, you're taken too seriously, right? Like, people are not going to play around with you or even try to like entertain you or take up your time because they know that you're going to expect a higher standard. And I was just like, okay, WT, what the fuck is that about? One.
Oh my goodness. I totally, like, if I knock over this mic one more time, I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
People know who to play with.
They do know who to play with, but also I want to pull in this quote from Deshaun, if you'll allow me. Can I read a little passage?
Come on.
Can I just read a little passage?
Yes, Oprah, read a passage.
Okay. As Bell Hooks says in Understanding Patriarchy, boys are propagandized into the order and stipulations of patriarchy by teaching them to feel pain but to never express it. This, I believe, is something that men know, even if they cannot name it. This is the cause for this sort of intracommunal, both Black and non-heterosexual violence. These particular men intend to explore their sexuality with bodies that don't make them feel too uncomfortable, with the expectation that they'll never speak of it again, that they'll internalize it and move on with their lives, that they, fat boys, own bodies that are meant for women, thus designed to violate, but will or must adhere to the patriarchal teachings that they should never be courageous enough to speak of the trauma afflicted by those who have trespassed against them. That is why my assailants felt comfortable with engaging with me normally whenever they would see me outside of those moments of assault. And I imagine that this is also part of the reason why Renata used Layman's body as an outlet. It's kind of an early reference in the book. The idea is that if boys are to be boys that will one day be men, they'd have to accept their part in patriarchy. So this idea that when folks are at a bigger frame, right, men are associating that bigger frame with a woman's body. And then you can kind of assert your patriarchy, your violence. I can fuck you at, excuse my French, well, don't, at 2 a.m., right? Or text you WID, have you pour into me, right? And kind of use you as my therapist, my confidant, my all these things. But when we get out into the public space, what's up, bro? Or maybe not even acknowledge you.
Oh, I wish. Oh, I wanted one person to try that with me.
Ooh, tell me more.
You know how they flirt with you in the DMs and they see you out in public? And
sure.
Act like you don't exist?
Sure.
And I pulled the line from waiting to exhale, you never get another whiff of this. Never had a whiff, but you never going to get it now.
Yeah.
And you never going to hear from me again. I just don't play with people like that. And I think that's another thing too. When I meant earlier, they know who to play with. Mm-hmm. It takes maybe a conversation or two to let people know if they can play with you or not.
Okay.
And some, unfortunately, get played with like that, and we, mentally, mental games, and I just ain't here for it because I'm going to require things like you said from the person I'm talking to or trying to talk to,
regardless of my shape.
Yeah.
What do you make though of, on the flip side, these men who have this idea that because you're bigger or because your size is different or they may associate it with something softer, they can approach you and kind of play with you like they may play with women?
Because at times women allow more, and they probably seen their moms or aunts or sisters deal with more from men. And they may have been of a larger size. Or, their grandmothers, they associate that to them, the one with the arm and the cooking arm. And they seen them deal with so much and they still stayed.
Yeah.
So they said, oh, I can do the same thing and the person put up with it because they love me.
And especially when you're dealing with Black same-gender loving men, right? Let's be clear. So many men, especially living kind of in this Bible Belt, and we've talked about like this conservative traditional culture, they still associate queerness with femininity, right? And so I think there's a point there. There's a really valid point where it's just like, I've seen maybe my mom take this much or endure this much, my grandmama endure this much, my sisters, the women around me endure this much, so I can also put that gay boy through this much.
Yes, and also because it's something I talked about, they expect all of the bigger guys to not love themselves enough to pour into, like you said, pour into them. And also they expect them to even be the cash cow to help them, quote unquote, because they know they need somebody because they're lonely.
Yeah.
Bye, bitch.
Get somebody else to do it.
Yeah. I'm not that one.
Yeah.
You met the right one.
Never been a bank.
Yeah. And never will be that lonely bitch. I'll be in my house.
So Courtney, low-key, you gotta be the bank. But we'll get there.
Like, no. Yeah. And, they try to play those cards.
Yeah.
And when they find out that you can't be played with, they retreat.
They run.
And you never hear from them again.
And this is why, remember in those conversations that I have with these men, they're just like, you seem like somebody to not be played with, right? I've even received like, you are intimidating. And it's like, no, I'm not intimidating. You're intimidated because I'm not someone to be played with, big or small. Okay.
And if you got stuff going on for yourself, they show ain't finna play with you then.
There we go. Okay, I love this.
Yeah, I'm glad I finally had this conversation with somebody that understands it.
Yeah. Okay. Now, there are so many, you mentioned just like people going online, especially Black same-gender loving men. For those who consume this sort of content, there was even Fat Cat at one point going online. An adult creator, child. Never mind.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I'm like,
he's an adult creator. And he was talking about how like he'll never find a gay relationship or he'll never be in one.
Because everybody cheat.
Something like
that. And he had dreads. Oh, I didn't know his name. and I was like, when he said
me out here being a book
when he said that, and it was on Twitter, because everybody was talking on Twitter, and I was like, what everybody talking about? And when he said that, I didn't know he was a content creator, and I was like, okay, he's speaking out of hurt. And then I found out he was a content creator. I was like, bruh. And it comes with what you do.
And shout out to the sex workers, right? Beautiful career, right? Make your money, do what you need to do. It's just so interesting, though, as you said, so many same-gender loving men will go online and talk about how it's so hard to be in relationships. They will talk about like what types of partners they want, right? And I don't think we take a time to reflect on the type of partners we are, right? So I could ask you all day, what type of partner do you want? But I'm curious, and this is a question I think I'm going to start asking men who come on this show. What type of partner do you want to be? Or what type of partner are you?
Of course, yes, loving, kind, sweet, don't play. I could always work on my attitude and understanding a little bit and listen a little bit more. That's just something I know for me. I just know what I want to bring to the table. And I know I'm a dreamer and a creative. You're going to have to add to that. You can't diminish that from me. You can't speak against what I'm trying to do. That ain't gonna work for me. And you also need to come to the table with dreams, aspirations too. And because I get bored easily, so we can't just be stagnant in life. We just gotta keep growing mentally, physically, evolving together. Financially, we need to just keep trying to elevate. Like that's what I'm focusing on right now in my life personally, but you can't bring me down, baby. It just can't do that. But I know bringing me down.
Yeah.
Let's just go up. Yeah. And even spiritual aspect of let us grow together. All of that is intimacy. Intimacy is more than just the bedroom. It's all of that together. Show me your heart. Show me your mind. How do you treat people? All of that together. So as a partner, that's what I want to bring to the table, but I also want the other person to bring that as well. And if you can bring in more stability, we love that. Financial security, we love that because we can be a power couple together. You know, so those things, treating people well, treating people that you may be beneath you well, you know, having good character, good morals, a way of thinking, emotional intelligence, regulating your spirit, your mind, your heart, therapy, do all the things that you can do to be a better person because we all need help. You know, don't have so much pride where you won't ask for help. You know, we can figure it out together, but that's what I'm looking for in a person.
I love that.
And sometimes what we used to want is not what we need. And a lot of times when you say like people have a certain type and things of that nature, your type could be the very reason why you're single.
Maybe.
Maybe. and it is a thing because it's so many of us out here, and that's just even with us, just so many of us out here, and we all looking and searching and wondering, and it could be somebody that you're not even paying attention to because of the aesthetic.
Yeah. Also, let's encourage those people who we're not paying attention to speak up. Okay?
Yeah, speak up.
Closed mouths don't get what?
Yeah, fed. Don't get fed. That's what Ronnie said. So, no, she said closed legs, but that's too.
Correct.
Yes, both. But you know, speak up.
Yeah.
Anybody go? I don't read minds.
Yeah. So you talk about how so many queer men desire connection, right? And they're down to the TikToks, they're down to the social medias. And it seems like we're all going through this experience where we're talking to each other, but we're not actually connecting. In your experience, what are the things that facilitate connection, right? What are some of the factors that facilitate connection? And what are some of the factors that disrupt connection?
Not actually seeing someone. And we don't really take account of when we ask people, how are you doing? Because I'm intentional about, okay, you said all that, but how are you? Rip everything else away, how are you? And intentionally checking in on people or intentionally having conversations with people that you want to build connections with. Because you can say, oh, let's connect, and years pass by, but being intentional about those connections really help that. Now, what you said was a disservice?
What disrupts connection?
What disrupts connection? Not communicating with one another. Okay. Not trying to continue growing together. Because when one person can grow and the other person not, that's going to disrupt it. Yeah. One person stop talking, one person start reaching out, and you reaching out, that disrupts it. So it's giving off signals you don't want to be bothered, so we're not going to bother, right? So that's what disrupts connections is literally miscommunication, no communication, and what helps it is really communicating deeply.
And seeing the other person.
And seeing the other person.
Which in a way kind of validates their experience and communicates, yo, I'm actually interested in you.
And like actually caring.
Yeah.
And not caring with a motive, not doing stuff for a motive, but actually caring without wanting anything.
Yeah. And you mentioned that people are so afraid of vulnerability, right? So how do we even get to that vulnerable space? How do we get to the space of being able to see someone, having someone see us in your perspective?
Doing the inner work and being okay with being open. Like you have to be okay with it. You have to do the work. Like Yana said, you have to do the work on yourself. If you can't be vulnerable and real with yourself, how can you be vulnerable and real with somebody else?
Heard you.
Literally, it's that simple. We make it so hard, but we can't escape the person in the mirror.
Now, Cassius, I thank you for that answer, by the way. I have enjoyed you. on this show. I have enjoyed
being here. Thanks for having me.
But before we wrap things up, I have spent so much time asking you question after question after question after question after question. Now we are going to enter a segment called Let's Spin the Rosé Bottle. Spin, 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 spin,
I thought you were going to have a real rosé bottle in here.
You know what? I should, but I don't want to break things in here.
Get a plastic one or something.
I have asked you so many questions throughout this talk. I want to now give you the opportunity to ask me one question, and I have to give some sort of answer.
Question I'm going to ask you. Okay. I would ask you, are you okay with not finding someone?
Am I okay with not finding someone? So am I okay with not finding and having a romantic partner right now?
Or, like, sometimes people, it could be a person that never finds somebody.
Oh, okay. Yeah, being single for the rest of my days.
Yes. Are you okay with that possibility? Have you thought of that and made peace with it?
Yeah, so I am reaching a milestone year this year, right? And I have attended many a wedding for friends. I have many save the dates coming up. And in this season, there aren't a lot of plus ones, right? For those save the dates. And yeah, I have thought about the possibility that I may not find a partner, right? Or a partner that is aligned with me. And I've become okay with that. I think even recently I was at church and my pastor was, talking about relationships and how we, as humans need relationships to thrive. And what was settling in my spirit was that, like, I'm at peace right now. Right. And I do agree that we need relationships, but I really hope that people can be free in the understanding that relationships don't have to mean marriage to a partner. They can be, relationships with family who love you unconditionally. They can be relationships with friends who you've had years long unions, right? And who love on you so fully. Right? They can be with these men who you go out and have little snacks with who are just your homies.
Yes.
Right? But really protect you and pour over you and feed you and, and you just have an understanding that we probably won't take it to this space, right? I have been and am loved in so many ways that while romantic relationship would be great, if it doesn't come, I don't think my life will be less for it.
Yes, because you can still live a full life.
Oh, am living a full life.
Am living a full life, and I think a lot of times, just to end, but people think that that's going to make their life fuller, and then they get it, and it's like, oh.
You mentioned something just a while ago. You said, "Don't bring me down." That has been the statement that has ended so many things right on time for me. Will this union bring me down, right? The body may be bomb, the dick may be bomb, the profession may be bomb, the conversation may be amazing, but when you show me that this little pattern of behavior will bring me down, I grab my little bag and I go.
You go grab my bags and go, yes.
And so again, it just leaves me with a sense of peace. Yeah, there are sometimes voices come up. We just went through an Arctic chill, right? We're just
where's somebody in my bed? Yes. Somebody in my bed is cold. Yes.
It may not, the voices come up where it says, it may not happen for you, but I am at peace. I am not stressed out. And I thank the Lord.
Yep. You won't break my soul.
Yeah. Well, and as long as toys work, I'll be all right.
Oh, God.
I'll be okay.
That part. And that's something I have yet to dive into. I don't know.
Oh, we'll talk.
That's another episode.
Oh, yeah. We'll definitely talk.
Because I have not done that.
All right. Cassius, I thank you so much for coming to Rosé Thorns. You have blessed me. Okay.
And I am glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes.
I really appreciate being here. It's just a great conversation about all of the things.
All the things. Where can the people find you? Where can the people find your film? Where can the people find everything?
Okay, so you can find me on social media at Cassius J Clay on Instagram, Cassius Clay on Facebook, Twitter, I forgot. I think it's Cassius J Clay too. But anyway, Threads, Instagram, Cassius J Clay. My YouTube channel, Bro You Good Podcast is there. The film is on my other YouTube channel, but I forgot the name of it. I think it's Love Gospel 93, something like that. I need to change the name. But I think I just changed to Cassius J Clay, so it might be the same thing. I'm trying to make everything universal. Yeah. But yeah, you can find me all the things there. And yeah, follow me because I love to have fun. So let's have fun together.
Yes. Y'all, this has been another episode. Thank you again, Cassius.
You're so welcome.
This has been another episode of the Rosé Thorns Podcast. I will see you next time. Bye.